Get on to rock, get up to burn. Stand with the pride, ever feel your desire. One day I noticed that my life was broken. It was not me who was controlling this body. Oh, I want to know what's really real to me before it vanishes like a wave. Get on the rock, get up the burn. Stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high, right the feet. That's what this makes us start with. You haven't heard it, girl. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big fat sonic, that's my heart beating you. One day I noticed that the world was broken. Spoiled out hell, we had our senses down. Oh, I won't see this whole world falling blue. Not this face marched in black. Hey, get up the rock, get up the burn. Stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high, raise your voice, that's how you start a new thing. You must have heard it now. Don't be afraid to listen to your own heart. Big Black Sonic, that's my heart beating you. That world is filled with easy answers to swallow. Life is to gobble down a perfect killer. That truth is that you are the one being eaten. Don't need my answer to be written the book. Oh, I want to keep my thirst for what is worth. No use in passion, not oh. Get on the rock, get up the burn. Stand with the pride on me, the ways to make her. You must have heard it. Grasp the truth, hold it high. Rise the peace, that's how you're supposed to use it. You must have heard it. Go. Don't be afraid to look yourself in the eyes. Big blast on you, that's my heart beating you.
What is up, guys? I see I got some OGs in the chat. I got a little surprise for you. That's right, face cam. So, yeah, it's been a while since I've done this. And the reason why I'm doing it is because I got some new subscribers. I got a shout out from Rolo Tomasi. So, I figured I'd do a quick stream about who I am and what I am about for the new people. Alright, I made a list here, but I'm going to be watching chat, so I wasn't expecting so many OGs to show up in here. So if you guys got any questions or anything you want to talk about after I get through my main points, then feel free to throw them out there. Otherwise, thank you for being here. So, what I am about. Well, obviously, if you look at the channel logo, you can see that I'm a red-pilled dude. I like to talk about intergender dynamics, you know, the same kind of stuff that Rollo talks about, that he talks about a lot better than I do. So if you want to hear about that, you're probably better off going to like his channel or some of these other great channels. I'm a big fan of Terrence Popp. I like his presentation. I like guns, obviously, and philosophy. Oh boy, nice. And lastly, one of the things I'm about that is an acquired taste for some, exposing grifters. That is one thing I do here. And there are other stuff that I like to cover too, so I am a variety channel. So I hope you enjoy your stay here for you new guys. I was debating whether to tell sort of a little bit of my red pill story, but I may or may not do that. So let's see what we got going on in the chat. We have some OGs. We got the Space Jew, funny guy, real names not given, always commenting. I appreciate those comments, man. D-Man, who's everywhere, man. I see him commenting, you know, everywhere. Level 1 online, cool dude. Always good to see him in here. And the Fat Man. What's going on, buddy? Good to see you too. Shinobi1, another OG who's been around forever. Again, appreciate you guys' viewership. What else did I want to talk about? Since I'm here and I'm doing the rare face cam, I hope you guys weren't expecting some kind of Chad I never claimed to be. I'm just a regular guy, as I've always claimed to be. I'm just a regular dude. Yes, I was in the U.S. Army and have done a lot of things that normal people haven't done. But at the end of the day, I'm just a regular guy. Yep. Okay. You guys know each other. I did not know that. Good to see you. Okay. What do we got going? Oh, Shinobi1 just saying hi to everybody. So yeah, what else is there to talk about? Oh yeah, the one other reason I'm doing this, getting to the exposing grifters things. Normal people will have like an intro video as soon as you look at their page for the first time. I have an eternal video that will be there forever as a part of my exposing grifters plan. That person will be exposed eternally. That's never going to go away. So this is why I have to do intro videos this way. What do you think about the whole Ukraine issue? Well, as someone who's went overseas for reasons that weren't really good, I think Americans need to be keeping out of other people's business. There's a lot going on that most Americans don't know about. And we don't really know the political climate and the cultural climate in the Ukraine. From my understanding, Crimea itself has a lot of people who are essentially Russians, but they were annexed or something to that effect at some point in time, and they actually want to return to Russia. But don't quote me on that. I don't know for a fact. That's just what I heard. Working the job, building my channel. Well, keep it up, man. Keep building that channel. Obviously, I've been trying the same, and I got a little bit of traction. Rollo has been a big help in the traction that I have gotten. I haven't really done as much self-promotion aside from trying to expose grifters. Some people like that. Other people think that exposing grifters is, is drama. I don't think so. I think that it's more of a public service. But that's just me. Everyone's entitled to their opinion on that one. That's funny. Space Jew says he hopes there are some Ukrainian female refugees. Well, I don't know. I think you're going to be disappointed about that, Space Jew, because my understanding is particularly the Ukrainians and again, the Crimea area, they're not exactly worried about anything. they're carrying about their day as normal. I think that it's probable that the American media is just sensationalizing this because their current boogeyman is starting to lose traction, and you guys know which boogeyman I speak of. I just don't want to get my channel affected by telling the truth about one of their boogeymen. How do you plan on surviving the coming grand catastrophe? A cyclical disaster cycle comes around once every 12,500 years or so. We are in it now. The peak comes for us. Save what you love most while you still can. Well, I don't think any of us have a crystal ball, but we can kind of see, if you pay attention, you can kind of see things coming. A lot of the stuff that, it'll sound arrogant, it'll sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but after I got out of the military, I mean, just my experience in the military, a couple of Iraq deployments, I started looking into like why we were there. And okay, sorry, I'll answer that here in just a second. I got an interesting comment. And while I was there, that's when I started, being more libertarian because, I've always been conservative minded. Before obviously taking the red pill, I was a tradcon, and I didn't really have. I'm older than I look, guys, but I didn't really have as much trouble with women back then either. And so, it was easier for me to have a tradcon mindset because in that regard, I didn't see the problem yet. Danny Summers says, Slabo Bobo, still in hiding. Yes, he is. As far as that guy is concerned, yeah, he got his inheritance from his father passing away. And so I guess he got the fuck you money that he was, hoping to get. He thought he would grift it out of people, but he just, had a family member die who was loaded, and just that's why he's gone. All the bullshit about him, like caring about men, and that's what he's here for. You see what happens as soon as he got some money, he fucking disappeared. So there's that. I hope Canada doesn't have a sea war. The truckers are being unpersoned by their government. Yeah, what's going on in Canada is pretty crazy, I have to say. It's very mild by American standards, but still pretty badass. I appreciate. Yep, everybody knows Chimney Rock. What's going on? Jamie Lycan Theory, Mr. Lycan Legion here. Yeah, I've been to Chimney Rock a few times. That isn't my picture, but I do have pictures that are almost identical to that because I've been there a couple of times. I wonder also, with your red pill eyes, what is it you love most in the world now? What would you save? Good question. Hard to say. I guess those who are closest to me, those who are most important. It's very idealistic to say save the whole world. I think that's pretty impossible, actually. You just have to adapt and overcome. That's all you can do, really. We're in some of the craziest times I've seen. Growing up, I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and this is very different. But I mean, again, for you younger guys, I didn't have the internet. I had slow ass dial-up internet. When I was 15, I had the 28K like America Online shit. You know what I'm saying? So the internet has also changed the world quite a bit. I mean, we talk about this all the time, how Instagram and all these other programs. I mean, hell, I hope none of you guys have TikTok on your phone, by the way. I'm just going to put that out there. I hope none of you have TikTok on your phone. Because you're basically giving China access to pretty much everything on your phone if you do that. Just FYI. Saving people is a hard task. It requires a lot more food. It does, but I actually have a book that I got recently that my great uncle wrote. And it, believe it or not, guys, back in the day, everybody grew their own food. Everybody grew their own crops and tended to animals. So I know it sounds crazy to us who can jump in our car and drive a mile or two down the street and there's a convenience store or a grocery store and we just get food and we forget where that food magically comes from. But you're all capable. Everyone listening here is capable of raising like chickens and other animals and growing crops. Unless you live in an environment that wouldn't work, like a very harsh desert. I have still heard of people kind of making that work, but just keep that in mind, guys. I mean, just because something sounds difficult. Hey, George Bruno, if that's the real George Bruno, dude, I meant to email you. If you're the real one, I still would like to have that chat with you. I've just been busy as of late. So I haven't forgotten you. I was going to email you and tell you that. Because I think you got some interesting things to say, given what's been going on lately. Okay. D-Man says, I only YouTube. Well, that's probably a good idea. Some of these programs you put on your phone are not good for you. Shinobi Wan says, not crazy for me. I escaped the city in 2020. Now I raise my own meat and grow my own food and herbs. Sweet, dude. Yeah, you're on the right track, my man. I'm wanting to do the same thing. Get some property, raise some animals. You know, chickens are a good investment because you got meat and you got eggs. And you just have to feed them a little bit. So that's on the agenda for me. One of these days. Yeah, that's, Shinobi One. I'm glad you also say that because some of these guys that are in the black pill or whatever, and some of their problems may be actual, mental illness, depression, and stuff. But also, if you live in the city, that I'm just saying, getting back to nature makes you feel good. Once it warms up and gets better weather-wise here, I'm gonna get back to hiking. I'm gonna do some hiking videos. And I love the outdoors, always have, and it feels good to be out there. So I definitely see what you're saying. Some people just are attached to the concrete jungle, if you will. They love the city, but I really think most humans should get back to nature, or at least take trips and hang out. And I mean, it can be hard to unplug from all your computer and all that stuff, but I think it's good. I think it's healthy for most people. A little bit, get a little more comfortable. All right, so how long have we been streaming for? Almost 20 minutes. Well, I was looking to do a short stream, but this has gone pretty well, guys. I appreciate your viewership. I hope any of the new people who are here, I hope you will enjoy your stay. I do a mixed bag of stuff. I got some stuff in the works, but I have been planning to take a vacation from the ManoSwamp. I did a stream a little while back about the problems with the manosphere, if you will. And I'm going to do a follow-up to the previous video, which brought some of you guys here, and I'm going to explain what I was talking about. So there is stuff in the works. All right. You guys got anything else? I know sometimes it's easy to... Are you still pure blood? You mean not taking that thing? No, I don't. I've not taken that. I don't wear face diapers neither. I don't do that, boo. There's a lot of great people in the manosphere, Jamie, but there's also, you're also right. There are a lot of morons, and a lot of the morons are here to, try to make money, and that's all they want. They don't want anything else. They don't care about the issues. They don't want to have philosophical discussions about it. There's different factions. I'm sure you're very familiar with the different factions. You've had it out with a couple of them. Fat Man says, I see you're trying to trigger me. I see 56K balled modem taking 2 hours for one pic to download. The bad memories, I thought I blocked those memories. Yeah, I left those memories in the past. Yeah, I mean, but think about it, Fat Man. I mean, it's so crazy that back in the day, you just want to look at one picture and you start downloading it, and you could just walk away from your computer and then come back to it later that day, and it might finally be downloaded and fully visible. And we don't really, particularly the young people, have no idea what that's like, because we can just snap a picture on our phone and text it to somebody else in an instant. The-Man 50 says, I can't leave the woods. It's all I've ever known. I grow peppers and tomatoes. We'll be expanding animals in the spring. Way to go, D-Man. J Tahoe says it's an obvious grift at this point. Well, some of it. I don't agree with you there. Some of it's a grift and some of it is on the right. Some of it's good. Just you had to be more discerning. I recommend especially you younger guys, be very discerning with whose content you consume, and do not become a sycophant. That's a problem. And there's a guy that downvotes everything I do because he's a sycophant for one particular individual, and I'm not even gonna, give him my attention because, he's got to come here under sock accounts. So you are a champion of freedom, brother. Yes, I appreciate it. I don't know about being no champion, but yeah, I value my own freedom and the freedom of others greatly. That's one of the things I value a lot. It means a lot to me. And one of the reasons I get frustrated and angry is because other people don't value that for themselves. But I mean, you can't hold somebody's hand and force them to do anything. But, when you see otherwise intelligent people and wise people make very poor decisions, it's kind of like, man, I can't believe you fell for that propaganda. Oh, I didn't even know there was a dislike, but I appreciate it, Jay Tahoe. Do you guys remember the dial-up tone? I'll never forget the dial-up tone, man. I'll never forget that. Fax machine still make the same noise. Yep. I had some office jobs as a paralegal where sometimes I'd have to call somebody and they gave me the wrong number and it was a fax machine, and I'd hear that and it would just bring back the nostalgia. Crazy. I got crazy. My PS4 is a TV station. That blows my mind. Well, I mean, your PS4, your PS5, your Xbox, whatever, it's basically just a downgraded computer that you can't upgrade until the next version of it comes out, and then you got to spend all that money. Whereas the PC, you know, you need a new video card, you just get you a new video card, you stick it in there, you know, or anything else for that matter. So you see whose side I'm on, and I used to be a console guy, but I appreciate the PC at this point. I've grown. Not that I have any time for video games these days, but okay. Chat's a little slow. If we start losing too much momentum and it seems like we're gonna get some dead air, then we'll cut it off. But as long as chat seems like it's going good, then we'll keep going for a little bit. By the way, it is 2/22/2022, a very interesting day, and I just felt like, you know, I just have to stream on this day. It's required. Not that I believe in that numerology crap, but it's just interesting. Boy, I have to be careful not to say too much because I like to surprise people. And I got a few things I'm working on that some of my viewers are going to love. But I don't want to, I kind of want to spill the beans, but I can't. I hate ruining the surprise. But I know one particular viewer who's going to just be very happy in a week or two, I think. Let's see here. Uh-oh. Let the chat die, guys. Okay. Shinobi1 says, I suggest we all start taking names and contact info from trusted people and get them some friends to take names and form this non-digital list we need to create our own teams. Yeah, D-Man. I don't know what happened with the last couple of Bleeding Edge red pills, but, you know, I should be able to, no promises, but I should be able to make this upcoming one. I'm hoping that I can. Most likely, but, you know, I work 2 jobs that are kind of on call, so I could get the call at any time to have to go do something. So I think that's another problem why I just can't relax, because I'm always like anticipating, you know, my radio going off or getting that phone call. It's not that you believe in the numbers, it's that our scum lords do. Well, you know, I don't want to get into the scum lords, but yeah, they believe in some interesting things. Yeah, Grizzly Man, oh, he's still around. He's just been very busy. I'll reach out to him and see if I can't talk him into making an appearance sometime. But he's still around. Don't you worry, Fat Man. He's still here. You should have him on Discord if you want to reach out to him. Okay. Something else I wanted to talk about, but as usual, I have these ideas, and if I don't write them down when I'm in the motion, when I'm doing something, it'll slip my mind. Real name's not given says, today was one of the worst days at work. People weren't prepared, mistakes were made, curious if it gets worse tomorrow. Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. Sometimes, yeah, I gotta keep in mind, even though I've been out of the military for a long time, I still have, I still have that mindset. And so if someone is either unprepared or unadaptable to a situation, it kind of gets on my nerves. And I have to, have to rein myself in and not go into uh, NCO mode. And that kind of happened during training a week or two ago, where people are used to the me that they know quite well, which is the mild mannered guy that you all know, but I actually brought out my military voice and the knife hand during training to demonstrate. We were trying to train this young guy how to cuff somebody, and you know what I mean by cuff them. And I was trying to tell him how to give verbal commands, and I was trying to teach him the train as you fight sort of mentality, and I was telling him, give these verbal commands, and he's just like half-assed, like all soft-spoken, and I'm like, dude, no, you have to give verbal commands to this person so they're going to take you seriously, because if they think you're a punk, they're going to fight you. And he kept half-assing it, so I demonstrated, and everybody in the room pretty much jumped out of their skin when I did that. So, okay, I got into monologuing there for a minute. Garuda Ghost says, I like your interview with Jaguar Media. Yeah, yeah, he's a good dude. I still talk to him now and again, but he's really busy. But yeah, Dennis is a great dude. He's a cool dude. Shinobi One says, they're Satanists. I fight for good, so personally I hate their guts. So many of our good leaders are in the evil guild. Yeah, that's one way of looking at it. Yeah, I'll also have to think about it like this. Essentially, most people who strive for power are sociopaths. And if these sociopaths could bottle up power and put it in a syringe, they'd be injecting themselves with it. I mean, it's like a drug to them. Just the idea that they have power over someone else, just gets their rocks off, essentially. Marty in sales. What's up, dude? Infamous is definitely better than famous. Yes. This is true. I've also thought about that. Getting to back to the politicians being sociopaths, I actually think also that a lot of your Hollywood actor people are driven crazy by. I mean, they have influence and power and money and status. I think even if it's kind of like politics, Ron Paul used to say that some people would come into politics with the intention of doing good, and then they would catch Potomac fever, if you catch my drift. And I think there's a similarity to like your Hollywood famous people as well. Yeah, man, we got some OGs in the chat. I was not expecting this, but it's very pleasant surprise. And then again, I haven't gotten on camera in a long time too, and people tend to vibe with face cams. Not to do too much here. Politicians should be retired at 65, not 95. Well, I kind of agree with that, yeah. And I think there should also be term limits. You know, a president has term limits. Why not the Congress? Garuda Ghost. Your amount of videos and subs are pretty much the same like my channel. Yeah, yeah. My audience pretty well consistently watches my stuff, and I really appreciate that. You know, it's good to, but you do get a feel for what kind of content people like the best. Um, and I learned a lot through this whole process of like your thumbnails are important. Um, your thumbnail is almost more important than your content because that's what gets the original click. You know, I have to admit, you know, sometimes a good thumbnail is like, okay, let's see what this is about. And sometimes the video will suck, but hey, they got my click, right? They do bottle power up and inject it. Oh, yes. Okay. You're talking about the I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about there. Like the Three Amigos said, infamous is when you're more than famous. Yeah. Um it's also, and I don't subscribe to this. I would prefer positive attention, but as they say, negative attention is still attention. I guess it just depends on what your goal is. Um, it's not always good though. I'm not promoting negative attention. Some people uh, with bigger channels tend to put their foot in their mouth, and they make it easy for me to humiliate them. So I appreciate that, guys. Keep it up. I'm sure you guys can guess it. Some of the people who do this. Term limits for everyone, even judges. Yeah, I agree. The only downside to that is the people who are good, like your Ron Pauls and your Rand Pauls and some of your good judges, they they'd be gone, and then you don't know who you're gonna get. But at the same time, yeah, I mean, it's a double-edged sword. So like your bad people, your Nancy Pelosi's, your Joe Bidens, and all that stuff would be gone as well, long gone. They wouldn't they wouldn't be in politics for 50 years. Trying not to cuss as much while on stream. Yeah, I just say what I think in my videos. Some of my videos gave me 20 subs, and for some videos I lost 10 subs. Yeah, you know, it, I've heard your name around for a long time, Garuda, and yeah, you know at this point in the game that the people you resonate with are going to stick around, and the people you don't will find their way out of your channel. You know, they'll finally just decide they're going to unsub. That being said, sometimes people get unsubbed by YouTube. That's happened to me with some people's channels. I'm like, I thought I was subbed to that fool. Now I got to resubscribe. It's kind of annoying. I made my channel just to perfect my speeches. I don't care about sub count, although come by and shield me up, brothers, who haven't yet. Absolutely, Shinobi. You got to make more content, man. Yeah, the term career politician sounds like a paradox. Yes. Yeah, because they don't do that much work. And not to get, I should have mentioned I do talk politics in my list, but you know, isn't it funny that people who in politics who hate like the corporations and people, essentially the rich, when you look at their net worth, it's really interesting. It's like, okay, so we know that you're a congressman making this exact amount of money a year. How is it that you're a multimillionaire again? Very interesting. Yeah, we got a great turnout, and I hadn't even advertised this. I actually hadn't advertised this stream on Twitter even. Usually I do. You did collaborations with the same people like I did. Funny enough, we never talked to each other. Yeah, I'd come by your channel, but yeah, I don't always comment. Sometimes I'm just like a shadow viewer. But I've watched some of your interviews. I think didn't you do an interview with I'm trying to think. Didn't you do an interview with Chris Cantu? Am I wrong about that? And some other people. And I'd heard your name in the sphere for years, actually. I'm relatively unknown, so I'm always surprised when someone big name comes by. And I don't really promote myself that much. Half the time I forget to even put my stuff on my Twitter or whatever. So live streams are what people are into these days. My tech won't let me do that yet. Yeah, people like live streams. Admittedly, I mostly prefer videos unless I really, really like the live streamer, and then I'll watch that. But uh, or it's got to be a topic that I'm really into. But there are some people I just watch out of loyalty because I like them and I like what they talk about usually. But if you've been in the game long enough, and by the game I mean the red pill, you've heard about everything. If you've absorbed the red pill, you've heard about everything almost everything that there is to hear. That is, but it's interesting to get other people's takes on it as well. So sometimes I'll watch just for that because I wonder what this guy thinks about this topic. Maybe he's going to bring something a little bit different to the table. So I'll watch them and just see what they have to say. Yep. Yes, I did 2 streams with Chris Cantu. Yeah, I thought you did. You did one when he came back, and he came back after Modern Life Dating did a video based off of some of my material, and which was exposing DJ, aka Miss Injury Today, aka Bob Lewis. And then Chris Cantu felt vindicated, and he come out and he did some interviews. And I'm cool with him now. I mean, I kind of felt like a dick because if you all remember the Cantu crying meme that was everywhere for a while during this goofy ass the red pill coin scandal. Unfortunately, I'm the one who started that, and other people took it and ran with it, and I felt bad because knowing who Cantu is now, and we all sometimes get deceived, and which is why I'm against the grifters who trick people, because I got tricked a little bit, and I should have known better, because it's not my first rodeo. Are you interested in a live stream with me? I see you as an underground dog within the manosphere like myself. Yeah, man. Hit me up. I'm up for an interview. If you wanna have a chat. If that was the real George Bruno, I need to have a chat with him too. And there are definitely guys I want to have a chat with. So yeah, just hit me up. I saw a community post from the Metaphysics of MGTOW asking where Angry MGTOW went. Metaphysics hasn't made a video in forever. Yeah, I think he disappeared shortly after the red pill coin thing. All that's left, essentially, of the manosphere is a leftist, degenerate hangout spot rife with dishonesty and ulterior motives expressed as logic or discourse. Well, if you're talking about some people like Big Bad Beard, yeah, I definitely agree with that part. There's still good people here who've been here since the beginning. And they'll probably be here until there is no manosphere if that ever happens. But there's a lot of people who are riding the wave. While this is semi-popular, it's never going to be mainstream, I don't think. But while this is semi-popular, there's going to be people that come in from out of nowhere. And I did a video about this, the Guilty Grift episode 5. I think I covered that, where these people, they come out of nowhere, they get a big audience all of a sudden because they're, saying the right things. And then, of course, turns out they're grifters. They get caught eventually. And you will, if you're a grifter, you will be caught eventually. You'll be caught slipping. There's stuff I'm privy to that I'm not going to talk about. But believe me, if I got permission and the evidence, oh, there's a big content creator who would be going down hard if I had it my way. But that's not my nuke to drop. And I told the guy, like, you keep it close to your chest and do what you will. But just know, if you gave me permission, I'd do something with it. Shinobi1 says, yes, I agree. You have learnt it all. Why do we stay then? I guess it's to help the cause, to help other guys, to further the information spread. For me, I don't talk about the pills or women. Well, you've probably noticed on my channel that I don't do a whole lot of that either. Shinobi1. I do sometimes, but most of the time I don't. And it's partially because, number one, there are people who do a much better job of it than I. So I'd rather, let them do the talking when it comes to that stuff. But it's also because it's kind of played out a little bit. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm trying, boy. So yeah, it's been talked about a lot, and it's kind of comes to the point of being beaten a dead horse. And so I'd rather cover other interesting philosophical stuff that might be related, but not particularly red pill or, men and women related. So I definitely see what you're saying there, Shinobi1. The Fat Man says, I found Rifle from Grizzly all the grifter viz was a giant surprise, but it was a pleasant surprise. Yep, I appreciate that too, man. I'll try to talk Grizzly into doing some more content, but like I said, he's a very busy guy these days. Okay, no, Fat Man, I did not start the red pill coin thing. That's a long story, but I'll give you the brief synopsis of the red pill coin thing. So basically, the angry MGTOW guy was coming out with a cryptocurrency, and this was what I want to say like 2017-ish, when people, crypto has been alive and well since back then. And so he wanted to make a red pill coin. Marcus from the Metaphysics of MGTOW questioned his integrity and questioned, his intent with the coin. And it started this big civil war. And Chris Cantu had been asked to be sort of like the face of the red pill coin. He wasn't really all that deeply involved. And people who blame Turd Flinging Monkey had nothing to do with this. Just FYI. People attacked him. He's always had the same opinion on cryptocurrency in general. He wasn't attacking the coin or didn't involve himself till people attacked him. The people who were all in and all about this was Marcus, who seemed like he had legitimate concerns, and DDJ, Misandry Today, whatever you want to call it. And so DDJ was the one who decided to try to take Chris Cantu to task. And back then, I was in DDJ's circle. So you see, one of the many reasons why I'm not a fan of that guy. Because I participated in something that I shouldn't have. And I take that personally. And I try not to wrong people. That's just my own personal way of living. All right. Grudigo says, I almost never post a video, but I still got my channel for 3 years. Yeah, I think this channel, I made this one in 2017. I'd have to look on my channel page, but I think that's when I made it. And it's just been there, and I never planned on making content with it until I decided, you know what, I'm going to start exposing grifters, and the rest is history. Ghost, I'm pretty done with the acronym MGTOW and Red Pill. I just consider myself as an individual and a truth seeker. Yeah, I was never a MGTOW, but I was always friends with the MGTOW. So, you know, to tell a little bit of my story is when I first took the Red Pill, I had already heard of MGTOW and what MGTOW was about, but I was like, well, that's not for me. But, I don't know where other people with, red pill philosophy hang out. So I ended up being in a MGTOW Discord server. And that's where I became one of, eventually, Turd Flinging Monkeys mods back then. And so just through that time there, I became friends with MGTOW guys. But I was always, kind of looking for where the guys like me who are red pill but were still dating and interested in having a family and stuff went. And I know where they're at now, but at the time I didn't. Shinobi want beating a dead horse, cutting it up, slicing it into cuts, handing it out to all, then feeding families the dead horse meat. But if it wasn't handled so, then it wouldn't live on and evolve. Yeah, that's what so like when I've been in some live streams where guys are like, kind of like rolling their eyes and they're like, oh, this is all old shit. Everybody knows this. And no, that's actually not true. There are a lot of new people that are coming in all the time who don't know this stuff. So yes, I get where you're coming from. If you've been around a long time and you've got experience, I get what you're saying, that it all seems old and tired and all that stuff, but there are tons of new people who haven't learned any of this stuff. What's up, Kaiser Venom? What's up, man? Another OG. Templar. Oh, man. Templar is an OG. Templar has been a long time opponent of dysfunctional diabetes Judas. And unfortunately, people didn't listen to Templar back in the day when he tried to, he's one of the people, not the only one, but one of the people who tried to warn everybody that that guy wasn't who he said he was. And now we're seeing, obviously the truth. And I've told almost the whole story when it comes to that guy. I mean, there's a couple of names and people that I've left out. But, I've left them out for a reason. And sometimes you have to leave the people who may not know that they're victims. They might take it personally. And so I'm just going to leave it as that. Kaiser Venom says, when old MGTOW content becomes repetitive, it's time to move on. It's time now. It's now the turn of the newcomers. This is true. That's why when people are like, well, why do you keep talking about this? Like, because they want to, they still want to help guys. There's still, believe it or not, there are still content creators who want to help men, who want to help guys out and keep, the gun out of their mouth or the noose from away from their neck. All right, Garuda, I will check my email shortly. Um, cool, man. We'll have to try and schedule something. Okay. Well, boys, we're about an hour in. It's been wild. Okay, the fat man says TFM was involved. He was the victim. I learned of Red Pill when he did his video on Phil being attacked. Then Angry MGTOW and Min 101 started flagging channels. DDJ told people to run from the coin. My boss is texting me. Let's see. Sorry. Very professional here, guys. All right. Sorry, I gotta let him know I'm available tomorrow. Gotta make sure I got some work, boys. Yeah, Fat Man, I was there for the whole thing. Remember, I was one of TFM's mods. So I watched the whole thing. And so I'm very, I know about the story. And unfortunately, DDJ is the one who people assumed that because DDJ was, a part of the TFM show, that TFM was in on it. And so people attacked TFM. That's what happened there. Okay. Yeah, Shinobi won. Well, I'm for me, okay, great. For me, the red pill is the truth. What you do with that truth is up to you. So if you want to go MGTOW, go MGTOW. Have at it. If you want to date. Just as long as you're red pill, as long as you're not, blue pill Mark, trick ass Mark, then you're good. Rudigo says, I am one of the few that still make videos, not bullshit TikTok videos. Yeah, that's become the thing, like the TikTok shorts and stuff. Some people, you gotta remember though, some people do like the quick video. They look at it, they're done. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. They move on with their day. I prefer videos that are, 5 to 10 minutes usually, unless, or a live stream if it's really interesting. I find it, I'm not autistic or anything, but I find it hard to sit still oftentimes, even doing this stream. If there wasn't a whole lot of engagement, which I appreciate from you guys very much, then I would quickly turn this off and go do something else. It's like staying in high school after ending the whole course and complain it's repetitive now. Teachers are like, bruh. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Kaiser Venom. Fat Man says, then months later, DDJ attacked TFM and stuff got crazy when DDJ started pushing the coin and WTF. So yeah, if you hadn't learned from I have a whole series on DDJ, what kind of person he is. It's just whatever benefits him. He went crazy attacking Red Pill Coin and the people involved in it. And I mean, he just, was really angry MGTOW and a team behind him, but he basically attacked the hell out of Chris Cantu. But yes, and then later he promoted the Red Pill coin, saying that it was fixed now. So it just whatever benefits him at the time. That's just who he is as a person. He's a piece of garbage. Um, and those people were wrong. TFM did nothing wrong. Now TFM is a good guy. I haven't watched his any of his stuff in quite a long time, but at heart he's a good guy. And so I appreciate that. And he resonates with some people. I mean, we all know that some people you resonate with and some people you don't. So you just got to go with the people you resonate with. The only thing I say is don't be a sycophant. If there are good, valid criticisms of a content creator that you like, you should probably think about it for a minute. So, don't think someone's infallible just because you like them and their content. People are capable of being wrong. And sometimes people you thought you was a good person weren't. Yeah, personally, I think TikTok is cringe, but it has the potential to put good info out there. Yeah, Templar. However, it is basically a backdoor for China. If you got TikTok on your phone, you probably need a new phone. Your entire phone, everything on it, from your bank account, your passwords, it's all compromised. All of it. Just FYI. So I'm glad I never put it on my phone. If someone sends me TikTok, I'll get on Brave browser and watch it, but I'm never downloading that to my phone. And all these people don't even realize that that's what they're doing, that they're compromising themselves. They think it's like I'm sure most of you remember Vines where it was basically the same thing. It was like a 60-second video meant to be funny. It's kind of cringe. D-Man50. See ya, man. Thanks for hanging out. We're going to wrap up here before too long. Rudigos says, I have my favorite content creators, but at the end of the day, I only trust myself. There's a big difference between videos and the person in real life. Yes. Most people, most content creators are putting on a persona. Nemesis, what's up, brother? Good to see you. Good to see you, man. Nemesis is the man. Yeah, many people are just putting on a persona. They want you to think they're a lot cooler than they really are. They want you to think they're a lot wealthier than they really are. You name it. And very few people will be real with you. And that's just not me. As you guys can see, I've never claimed to be a Chad. Here I am on camera, regular guy. That's it. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. Would I like to be? Sure. Maybe one day. And maybe one day I will be. But not today. I'm just a regular dude today. Yeah, but particularly the bad guys will pretend to be something else. Often. Some of them, the worst part is some of them pretend that they're like professionals running a business and all this and that. But if you just click on their community tab, if you click on their community tab and you start reading, what's a recent video I did? The president and mental stability. And I'm not talking about the American president, even though, yeah, I could. But I'm talking about the so-called president of the manosphere, right? So go to 21 Studios, go to the community tab, and just start scrolling down. You want to see someone who's fake. who's pretending to be someone they're not, and who is just mentally unstable, there you go. Some content creators just making up stories so that they can make a video about it. Yeah, that's also true. But with that, like, that's one of those things where, again, you'll get caught. You will get caught. And you'll look stupid after you get caught. And if you're one of those types that makes up stories and shit. Rock Lobster. Hey man, new subscriber here after Rolo gave a shout out. Good live stream. Thanks. Yeah, Rock Lobster. I did this live stream primarily because there's a lot of you guys coming here, and again, I can't thank Rolo enough for the shout out. I wasn't expecting it. I've been sitting on that video for a while, and I put that video out for a reason. I think I'm going to do a video about one of the main reasons I put it out, but there's always more than meets the eye when I do a lot of stuff or things connect to each other. So yeah, I like to almost tell a story, if that makes sense. I find it helps people understand the concept. You can't just dump everything on them at one time for many reasons, like their attention span. No, I'm not. Okay, Fat Man says, sycophant. Don't worry, TFM has done wrong things, but in the case of the red pill coin, he did nothing wrong. Okay, well that wasn't directed at you, Fat Man. We're all human. We've all done things that are wrong. I know TFM says he's a chimp, but you know, no one's infallible. But that wasn't directed at you. It's just I get people that come here, and usually they're black pill guy that, you know, made a sock puppet account to think that they're gonna hurt me by talking shit or saying something silly, and it just amuses me is what they don't realize. So Rock Lobster says, definitely. Awesome, bro. Awesome. So hopefully newcomers will watch this stream and get a feel for who I am as a person. So that they'll know what to expect. If you just look at my content, if you just click the video tabs, you can see the kind of stuff I like. Now, I'm due for a gun video, too. And believe me, I have one planned. And it will be fun. Reverend 20 piece, another OG up in here. Good to see you. Thanks for telling the truth and keeping it real, brother. Well, thank you, Reverend 20 piece. I hope you'll have me on your Veterans Day stream again. That was great. Thank you for having me on. That was a good time. Gruda Ghost, good stream. Hit me up. Definitely, dude. We'll have to work something out. I may have to go on a mission this weekend. We'll see. It might require rather a long drive, but if not, I will hit you up. You know, like I said, I never always know when I'm working, so. Garuda Ghost. Yo, man. Okay. Looking like we're going to start dropping off here. We're had a great stream. This has been over an hour. I was expecting this to go like 20 minutes at best, and this turned out really good as usual, guys. Like, people just pop up out of the woodwork and get a good conversation going. So I'm never going to be able to monologue like Rollo Tomasi, but I think I'm a decent talker, and I used to do streams. I used to do a stream called The Gun Show. And I was still red pill at this time too, but I was hiding, kind of pretending to be a trad con. But I did a show on Twitch called The Gun Show. And on Twitch, their terms of service are a bit different than YouTube, because YouTube, you can't pull out a gun and during a live stream and show it off. Like I got hit for that one time because I didn't realize that. So from that point forward, no more showing guns during live streams, but there will be videos. Reverend 20 piece. Yep, I'll be in touch. Haven't made any content lately. Just busy with life. Aren't we all, man? I just had some free time today. I thought I would actually be called out, but I didn't end up getting called out. So, that is good. All right. Also, yeah, so many ideas start flooding my brain sometimes. All right, guys. Well, we're at an hour and 11 minutes. And that's way longer than I was expecting, and it's been great. But I think I'm going to call it a night. I do have a Discord. If you guys would like to chat further at some point, you can email me. Now, I'm always on the lookout for black pill nerds. But there's not like secret squirrel crap going on in my server. So there's no reason to even try to infiltrate, but if you do, you're wasting your time. But those of you who are not in my Discord server and want to be, send me an email. And we'll see about getting you in there. And so, all right, guys, with that said, have a good one. We'll see you next time, and goodbye.